How's it going, guys? Nate here, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be another squad builder, another in-depth squad builder without gameplay. I might do a video of just gameplay after. I'm not too sure yet, but that'll be a second upload of today, and it won't have any commentary, it'll just literally be gameplay, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. But yeah, this squad is a FUT Champions 2-league hybrid. I'm not actually sure if it's a squad that can be used for the upcoming weekend, but it is a squad that can be used throughout, you know, the next few weeks and months of FUT Champions. It is a really solid squad. Now, the formation I've gone with for this one is a 4-1-2-1-2 second variation. Personally, I think it's the best formation on the game. Also, there's a lot of professional players who are using this at the moment. Right. Starting off in goal, I am going with Rooley. Now, Rooley might seem like a bit of an odd choice, but I don't rate the goalies in this league very highly, and Rooley just seems to be a good choice for me. Standing at 6'2", nice and tall, and I've got glove on him as well. And obviously, we haven't actually been told what goalkeeper chemistry styles, how they affect in game yet. But I've taken from the fact that glove does the obviously diving, handling, and positioning, which with a normal player, that's the same position as where the Hawk stats sit, being pace, shooting, and physical, if you know what I mean. So where diving is for a player, it's usually pace. Where handling is for a player, it's usually shooting, and where physical is, where positioning is, it's usually physical for an outfield player. Now, obviously, Hawk for an outfield player affects the same position on the card as stats increase for a goalkeeper, if you know what I mean. Like glove and Hawk have the same pattern. So I've gone off of the basis of the upgrade that Hawk gives each individual stat. So that's how I presume Rooley's diving is about 92. His handling is around 87, and his physical is 85. Now, that's unbelievable. 86 reflexes obviously is already brilliant, and I think them stats make him one of the best in the league. That was a little bit long-winded to try and explain what was going on there, but it's very confusing with us not knowing what the stats actually do with goalkeepers. Now, moving on into right back, one of my favourite right backs on the game, it's Daniel Carvajal. Now, Carvajal I've used a hell of a lot this year. And with Anchor, his pace goes up to 89, his defending goes to 90, and his physical to 86, which makes him unbelievable. Such a good all-rounded card. Now, his best in-game stats that I've got here, 88 acceleration, 90 sprint speed, 87 interceptions, 94 marking, 93 stand tackle, 95 slide tackle, 87 jumping, 85 strength, and 91 aggression, making him one of the best right backs on the game, and so good to use. Really is a great right back for any team, not just a hybrid. I would definitely recommend getting Carvajal in any of your teams. Moving on to Ramos, best centre back on the game, in my opinion. 153 games played for him in my club. Sometimes his work rates annoy me a little bit, but I found that with the centre back I've got next to him, for some reason it just doesn't cause a problem, because obviously you've already seen I've got Laporte next to him, and Laporte is so well positioned that Ramos pushing up every now and then hasn't actually seemed to cause a problem, which is obviously great. Anchor on him as well, which puts his pace up to 85, his defending up to 96, and his physical up to 90. Unbelievable. They're absolutely crazy stats. His in-game stats being 87 acceleration, 83 sprint speed, which both of them pace stats are just so good for a centre-back. 93 interceptions, 96 heading, 95 marking. His stand tackle and his slide tackle are both 99, which is unbelievable. 99 jumping, 91 strength, and 94 aggression, making him, like, if he had medium-high work rates, I would straight up say best centre-back on the game. 100%. Maybe battle him with Boateng and Rio Ferdinand. Them stats are just unbelievable. Next up, then I've got Laporte. Now, people avoid Laporte because of his pace, but with an anchor card that goes up to 72, which is definitely respectable. His defending is 95 with anchor, and his physical is 86, making him as well definitely one of the best centre backs in the league. And 84 rated. I don't know why he's not used so often. It must just be because of his pace. His physical doesn't look great on the card either. But medium work rates. There's so many defenders in the Liga Santander who have high attacking work rate. And I don't know why that is, but it's really annoying. It's rare to find someone like Laporte in that league with medium attacking work rate. So, really enjoy using him. He's got 90 interceptions, 95 heading, 96 marking, 98 stand tackle, 95 slide tackle, 87 jumping, and 94 strength. Now, Laporte cost me 2,600 coins, and then an extra maybe 1,000 for anchor, which I've probably overpaid for both of them, both items. You could probably grab him with anchor for 2,500 coins. And to have in-game stats like that is just ridiculous. So good. Moving on into the left back. Now, this is a left back that I loved over the past 3 or 4 years on FIFA. And again, this year, he's very good again. Very similar to Carvajal, stats-wise, same pace, same height. So yeah, he's like a second Carvajal. Really enjoyed Tremolinas on this game. Now, with anchor, his pace goes up to 89, his defending goes up to 86, and his physical to 79, making him a really strong fullback. With in-game stats boosts of 92 acceleration, 86 crossing, which is fantastic for a left-back, 81 short pass, which is really good for a fullback, 84 jumping, 89 marking, 90 stand tackle, and 91 slide tackle. Crazy defensive stats there for a fullback on FIFA 17. Now, CDM, a player that is never ever used. He costs 1,000 coins, which is a push. You can get him for 800. Is Biglia. He's always my go-to CDM from the Serie A. I don't really know why. I just tried him out in my first team, and I've never thought of changing him because he's done such a good job. I put Sentinel on him because he already has great passing, reasonably good pace, and good dribbling for a CDM. Now, you think 80 passing might not be great for a midfielder, but for a CDM, it's actually rare to find a CDM with 80 plus passing, so I was happy with just leaving him with that. So, with Sentinel, his in-game stats, he has 83 short pass, which is really good, coming out of that 80 passing, and 82 long pass, and obviously them two stats not being affected by the chemistry style. 84 ball control, 87 interceptions, 85 marking, 95 stand tackle, 92 slide tackle, 87 strength, and 93 aggression. Unbelievable CDM, and I use him a hell of a lot. I can definitely... I reckon I've played maybe 200 games with him. Oh, what am I searching for here? There we go, Jose Sosa. Yeah, so Biglia, definitely a go-to CDM for me. Now, in at right centre mid, another player I've never ever come up against, but I've used maybe 50, 60, 70 games this year, is Sosa. I think the reason why he's not used so much is because, well, I haven't changed his position here because it doesn't affect anything, is because he comes out of packs as a cam. Now, that card for a cam, it is good, but high work rates and 3-star skill moves obviously isn't too appealing to the eye when you're looking for a central attacking midfielder. But as a centre midfielder, with Powerhouse, obviously increasing his defending and passing, that passing goes up to 92, which is so good. And 69 defending, nearly making him a player with 70 stats all over the board. One of my favourite centre midfielders. High work rates is so good for a centre midfielder. He's up and down. And there's another reason why I have him in this team and in a lot of teams, and that's because he has 85 free kick accuracy. Now, obviously, that's not unbelievable. That's not hitting the 90s. That isn't Dimitri Payet, Lionel Messi, Andre Pirlo standard. But 85, you'll get a lot of goals with free kicks from Jose Sosa. He also has 93 vision, 95 short pass, 90 long pass, 96 curve, and I added as well that he has 80 stand tackle. Now, from a centre midfielder, who is usually a cam, to come out of packs as a 59 rating on defending, to have 80 stand tackle after a chemistry style, just makes him a brilliant centre midfielder. Always gets stuck in is really, really useful. Now, over on the left is Kondogbia, another player that I never come up against, which is really strange because the big, powerful centre midfielders on this game are so good. Being 6'2", I've put Maestro on him, which is his passing, passing, shooting and dribbling. Because I felt like with them going up, he becomes an extremely all-rounded centre midfielder. His defending isn't actually too good for a player that you would expect to be defensive-minded, but he's so strong that you know it works to have Maestro on him. It makes him very all-rounded. Now, with Maestro on him, his 60 shooting goes up to 67, which isn't unbelievable, but it's still pretty good. I'll tell you now that as an in-game stat, that takes him up to 77 long shots, which is easily good enough. And you can definitely be confident enough to hit a long shot of Kondogbia and expect it to fly into the top corner. He also has 77 passing after his chemistry style, which is respectful, and 82 dribbling, which becomes his highest stat, which is crazy for someone who's 6'2". Now, in-game stats, he has 96 power, 77 long shots, which I've already said, 87 dribbling, 88 short pass, which is fantastic, and you just don't expect him to have that with 71 passing on his card, 86 stamina and 86 strength, making him another really absolute workhorse in centre of midfield. And they're such a good couple of engines to have in this formation in particular this year on FIFA. Now, Kondogbia, I forgot to say, being left-footed is why I went for him, and it worked an absolute treat. Putting him in there, giving him Maestro, and he's been brilliant for me. In cam then, I've got Banega. Banega is another player that I've probably played over 100 games with. So good, 84 rated, 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. I put finisher on him, which boosts his shooting and his physical. His passing and dribbling are already unbelievable, and his pace is, you don't need any more than 71 pace in cam. After putting the chemistry style on him, his shooting goes up to 80, which is insane, and his physical up to 77, making him like the perfect cam on this game. Sorry. Now into in-game stats. His shot power is 89. His long shots are 92, which really shows you will score so many long shots with Banega. Absolutely ridiculous. In my opinion, one of the best long shot takers on this game. And it's not just long shots he scores. He always seems to find himself in good positions in the box to score a rebound or find himself a bit of space. So good. 88 vision, 88 short pass with 85 long pass, making his passing so good. And that passing stat has not been touched by a chemistry style. So you can imagine if you was to have maybe powerhouse, not that you would want powerhouse on Banega, but something, or catalyst that boosts that passing stat, he would have unbelievable passing. And he also has 86 ball control and 87 aggression. Now I didn't know that his aggression was so high. I think that has a big that's a big factor as to why he's so dominant in the midfield. He almost feels like Carlos Tevez. He's at the defender's toes constantly, and he's hard to push off the ball. And you don't expect that from a player like Banega. But that's why I personally think he's been so good for me this year on FIFA. Now, two strikers. Such a good partnership. I've got Nyang and Jovetic. Now, Nyang is a player that a lot of YouTubers are talking about at the moment. Obviously, he's so sweaty. It's unbelievable. 89 pace on his card is already insane. 6 foot, high medium work rates, 4-star, 4-star. The perfect build and setup that you would want for a striker. I've put a Hawk chemistry style on him. Now, doing that has boosted his pace up to 96. He's shooting up to 82 and his physical up to 72. Which is so good. He's such an all-rounded striker. The only thing I'd say it lacks on is range of passing. His passing isn't great in-game, and it does show occasionally. if you're trying to find a long pass. But as long as you keep it short and simple with Niang in the passing domain, then he'll be absolutely fine. But after the chemistry style, his in-game stats, his acceleration goes up to 95, his sprint speed to 97. So, like, his pace is just absolutely ridiculous. He has 92 positioning, which does really show. 94 shot power, which shows as well. He has got an absolute bullet of a strike on him. And for someone who's 6 foot, he also has 85 agility as well, which, you know, he can turn a man really, really quickly. And once he's turned that man, you're not pulling him back, because he's pretty strong. Now, next to him, last year was my favourite player on FIFA. This year, he's battling for it again. It's Jovetic. He is unbelievable. A few YouTubers use him quite a lot, but I rarely come up against him, which is really strange. Well, not really that strange, seeing as he has 78 pace and it puts a lot of people off. But you put a Hunter chemistry style on him, and his pace goes up to 90. And his shooting goes up to 91, making him one of the best strikers on the game. Personally, I honestly think him and Dybala are the best two strikers in the Serie A this year on FIFA. I'd take Jovetic over Higuain every day of the week. Where Higuain lacks in skill moves, Jovetic has it. Jovetic, the same work rates, the same height, and the same stars there for the weak foot and skill moves as Niang. But I personally think Jovetic is the better striker. And just so good. So good. So if you was looking to make maybe the best possible Serie A team, yeah, I would definitely have Jovetic up front with Dybala every day of the week. Now, after having Hunter as a chemistry style on his card, his in-game stats, they rocket so high. His positioning to 98. Both of the strikers in this team, both of their positioning is insane. Really, really good. Always hanging about on the last man. You will score a lot of sweaties with this team as well. They're just always there to support each other. Like the perfect partnership, honestly. But he also goes up to 92 acceleration, which is ridiculous for a player that starts off on 78 pace. 92 finishing, which shows his finishing is just ridiculous. 92 shot power, 87 long shots, making him like an all-round, just brilliant striker. He'll hit it from anywhere and it'll go in. And he also has 88 ball control, making him, in my opinion, the perfect striker on FIFA 17. So they are the players, and that's the team. Moving on into player instructions. In this team, I have both my fullbacks on stay back while attacking, as well as Biglia, which is like a default for me in this formation. I then have both of my strikers on stay central, and I have both of them on getting behind. At first, I didn't have Jovetic just getting behind, and for some reason it sort of took Niang out the game. It was all Jovetic and no Niang. I then thought, let's just change it up a bit, put Jovetic on getting behind, and because of that, for some reason, they both was just as good as each other, and it really did help me out doing that. Player roles. Corners, I put on Banega, as he's not the tallest guy. In the midfield, free kicks are straight onto Jose Sosa. Penalties doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure Jovetic has something like 97, and then captain's always Ramos. But yeah, guys, that's the team. Custom tactics is all kept the same, with defender line moved over to cover, otherwise you are going to get caught out at the back, so make sure you do that every time. Decent bench as well. It's really important to have a good bench this year, I think. If you're drawing on like the 75th, 80th minute and you bring on a sub, and the other team doesn't, then you are likely to win the game. Honestly, subs can make a massive difference this year. But yeah, guys, that's the team. As I say, I might do a second video straight after this one. I'm not sure if I'll have enough time. But that will just be no commentary, just a full-through gameplay. I tried to do it on yesterday's video, but the gameplay corrupt. I'm having quite a lot of problems, and that's why I've decided to do squad builders like this for now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and share the video. if you have used the team, if you're gonna give the team a go, let me know what you think. Write it down in the comment section below. But yeah, guys, that's where I'm gonna leave it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.